talk about reel seats. With the exception of a few of the blank through reel seats, and that would be the exposed blank here under the trigger, those reel seats most of the time are designed to slide down and fit on the rod blank at a specific point. Other than that, most of the time your reel seats have to be arbored, and that's simply because your outside diameter of your rod blank is much smaller than the inside diameter of your reel seat. Now they make different diameters, and you want to get, the idea is to get as close as you possibly can so that you don't have to arbor any more than you have to. But there's several ways to go about doing it, and none of them are wrong. They're all taught, they're all accepted, and so forth. But I want to tell you show you the way I like to do it. One of the ways that's real common is to use the arbors that most of the time come with a handle kit if you buy them, or you can buy the arbors separately, and you simply ream this down so that it fits the blank, just like you would your cork handle or any handle like that. You would ream it down so that it would fit on the blank. The problem with this is and what you see that the diameter of the blank is not much smaller than the outside diameter of this arbor. So you have a tendency, they get real thin. They get real thin, and again, thin is good. You don't want a whole lot of space between your blank and your reel seat. But the problem with these arbors is they're not very sturdy, especially when they get thin. You can torque them, and this is very little pressure. You can torque them, and they break real easy. That, with a lot of pressure under it, you torque that thing, it's going to give. It's going to break. So, it's not wrong. Take your chances. See if if you want. If it works, it works. Another very widely used method is to use good old-fashioned masking tape. You simply cut it. You make your arbors. Generally, you'd make at least 3 arbors because you want it to be even. You don't want any play. You don't want any play this way in your reel seat. That will cause cracks eventually under stress, and it'll lead to failure inevitably. But what you do is you make your arbors. You put your rod bond on there, arbor up what you need, slide your reel seat on there, and you're ready to go. Again, it's used, it's accepted. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, my only issue with this is in between these rolls of tape, all you have is tape. Now you'll get some saturation from the sides when you put your rod bond on. You'll get some saturation. But for the most part, what you have in between these rolls of tape, let's see if I can show you here, is tape. It's packed tight. You're not going to get a whole lot of, your stability comes from the outside as far as the rod bond is concerned. And you're making and that's all that's making contact with your reel seat. So again, it's accepted and it's taught, and it's not wrong. I'm not going to say it's wrong. What I like to do is I use a tape, but it's a mesh tape. It's a sheetrock tape. And what I do, if I can find the end here, well, I had the end. Bear with me. I had the end. Oh goodness. Here you go. It's just like the masking tape. I cut it. Whatever I think I'm going to need. I'll cut whatever I think I'm going to need. Excuse me. And I'll wrap it. I'll wrap it just like I would the tape. But as you can see, a big difference is, and you can also cut it the width you need if you're dealing with 2-piece reel seats or something like that. But you see the biggest difference is it's meshed all the way through. Obviously, all the way through. It's meshed. What I mean is it'll be meshed all the way through once it's wrapped on. I can look right here. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've arbored up using the mesh tape, and I can still see blank all in there. And what that allows me to do is this, and I've got my rod bond mixed up already over here. What that allows me to do, I'll do it without making a mess, is that allows me to push that rod bond down. See, you can actually see it. As I put it on, you can see it pushing in to that mesh. And I'm gonna, just like you would normally, I'm gonna it also allows you to use more because you're filling that mesh up most of the time, and you squeegee a lot of it off, or you can when you push your reel seat on, any of the excess. So I'm getting, it's a lot of rod bond. It's a lot of bond I'm getting in there. Sorry, it's just, I'm telling you, I'm pushing it in all the way through that tape. It's a process. Now, unlike the masking tape, unlike the masking tape, I've got rod bond making contact with that blank all the way through and on my reel seat. Now I'll slide this on, give it a little twist. We'll line it up with our spine here in just a second. Give it a little twist. I filled that little housing also under there. Plenty in there. You don't create a lot of waste this way, because not only is it pushing it's not squeegeing out, sorry, it's not squeegeing out toward the handle, but it's also being pushed down in that mesh. So I'm going to continue to squeeze that on. Get a little rag and wipe some of that excess off. Go ahead and seat it. You got a big squish there, we know that. You'll clean that up with some alcohol, and you'll be ready to go. And there you go. That's how we do reel seats.